Yes, oh my god, welcome to my page. For you guys who don't know me, my name is Tony Latoya and I am transgender. And today we're gonna be talking about, this is something really serious, you guys, and I want to like just take a moment to talk about this because I think that everyone who's transgender need to be really honest with the person. So this story time, it's about, he didn't know I was transgender, and you know, somehow he felt like he was tricked. So yeah, we're gonna get into this tea, honey. We ain't got no time to waste. Let go.
You a bad bitch, come and get your rent paid. Ain't got time for no drama, but today to day. And my watch gotta be Presidente. You coming with me, I don't care what your friends say. Car, automatic, I don't whip it if it's average. And my bitch got status, and your bitch call static. God damn.
Okay, so before I get started with this video, I just want to say that you guys, as a transgender woman, female, whatever you are, transgender guy, be honest with people. Be honest with who you are. I think just out of respect for the next person, if you truly do like a person, love a person, I feel like if a person doesn't like you for you, they're lost. They're lost because, sis, you a bad bitch. You're great. You're valuable. And if they don't want to mess with you or be cool with you because it's a problem with you being transgender or gay, fuck them. Like, for real, like, you don't need them. So, but anywho, okay, you guys, so pretty much, let's get into it. We ain't gonna waste no time. So this is just pretty much about a guy I actually met online. So let me give you a breakdown. We've been speaking for quite some time. So how I initially started, we started chatting on his started talking on this chat site, right? He was older than I, probably in his 30s. Of course, I was in my like 20, 21 ish. So anywho, we start chatting there on this chat site. And you know, I was always talking, like, anyone who knows me in real life, I'm a big shit talker. Okay, I talk a lot of shit. I ain't gonna lie. And it's just me, you know what I'm saying? But it's not bad shit. It's good shit. But so we eventually, you know, he eventually started to like me. Asked me how old am I, and you know, he's asking me why I'm always talking shit. But so it's just like every day we would talk. Like, it was no day that we never spoke to each other. And like things got really serious to the point that he told me, like, yeah, you know, I'm married. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you're married. And you know, I didn't know anybody. I was young. I was like, okay, cool. He was like, yeah, you can be like a chat boo. I was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? We really didn't like cross the boundaries. Like, he really wasn't doing anything sexual. It was just like having a conversation, conversing. So yeah, so long story short, okay, things got really like serious to the point that he actually wanted to meet physically. So he kept on asking for a picture. I was like, well, I don't have a picture. You know, I was just like finding every excuse in the book not to like show him a picture of myself because I was like ashamed and embarrassed of myself. Like, my results, I wasn't passable. You know what I'm saying? I still looked like a guy in my eyes. So I was ashamed, and I didn't want to really let him know. So I started off the whole conversation or friendship relationship based off a lie, which was so wrong on my behalf. So anyways, I'm just like sending him off, lying to him like, yeah, the picture off the bam. He was like, okay, cool. He was like, well, what person doesn't have a picture? So that was, you know, it was kind of, things like that was fishy for him. So anywho, like I said, the relationship, friendship began to progress. It's like I would buy him things for his birthday. He would buy me things. He brought me like a ring, and I was buying him rings and shit. So we were just like exchanging goods as friends and shit. So, but anywho, every day we would speak to each other. And it's just like months turns to months, weeks turns to months, months turns to a year, and we became so cool. Right? So it's just like I was telling him everything, but I never told him that I was transgender, or I never like showed him a picture of who I was. So one day he hit me in my box, right? I won't say my box, but he hit me on a social media platform chat. And he was like, man, I'm going through so much right now. And you guys, it was just like, I'm a good person. I'm going through so much right now, you know what I'm saying? Don't tell nobody my business, but my wife is cheating on me. Cheating on me so many men. I'm like, wow, that's messed up. And I can tell he was so hurt. Like, he was so hurt to the point that it seemed like he was just like in a very depressed stage in his life. So when he told me all this, I was like, he was like, man, don't tell nobody my business. I was like, you know, I'm not gonna tell nobody your business. Like, we've been so cool this long, I would never like break that bond that we have, right? So yeah, so it's just like, it was a lot of things he was going through. So eventually he hit me up again. Okay, this was like some weeks later. When he told me all this, he was like, yeah, man, just don't let anyone know, don't let anyone in our business. Because you guys, when I was like on this, when we met, it was like a chat site. So you had a lot of people on the chat site and no one knew who I was, right? I was just like a voice. And it was very traumatizing. So of course he didn't want anyone. And these some people that he probably he met already. You know, he met some people off of this platform or this social media site that he called friends. So he didn't, you know, he didn't even want those people to know. Eventually, like I said, we eventually got cool. And it's just like things happen so quickly. Like I was going through my whole depressed stage of me transitioning. Of course the hormones is playing a big part in my like just overall attitude. I was just like so depressed and sad, you guys, and I was just like crying every day because I didn't have anyone to turn to or talk to. So it was good to have a person to talk to, especially a male, because it's just like, well, I'm a guy and I'm transitioning to a female, and just like, you know, sometimes it's good to have that company. Of course, like I said, of course I didn't let him know, but it's just like it gets so serious quickly. So as we're talking, like he's doing him, he's not, you know, even thinking about his wife, and he's like, man, forget her, like I'm really feeling you, I'm liking you. And then one day he like broke down and cried severely to me. Like when I said cried, like I never knew, I mean, I used to be a guy, you know what I'm saying, when I was hell crying, like I never knew like man or guy can cry as bad as he did. He was like, man, you ain't gonna love me, ain't gonna want to be with me. And he told me like a big secret. Now I would never tell the secret. I would never tell a secret to anyone, because even if we're not cool, or you know, I would never tell his secret to anyone, because it was just like, wow. So when he told me his secret, I was like, man, I felt so bad, because it was like at the tip of my tongue to let him know, like, I'm transgender, I'm transitioning. And it was just like, I was trying to get it out, but something wouldn't let me get it out. And I felt so bad. I was like, man, like, how can I sit here? Like, it was eating my ass up inside, you guys. It was eating me up not to let him know that I was born a guy. Like, it was eating me up. Like, I could not, like, every second, every day, I'm just thinking like, man, I can't do this. So I ended up not telling them, right? So, and like I said, as we getting closer and closer, he hit me up again. He was like, man, my wife, she's just really doing this again. Like, I'm like, well, why are you like going back to her? Like, if she's hurting you so bad and you're so depressed, why are you tolerating the bull crap? He was like, man, I don't know. He said, I just want to be with you, I love you, and I got feelings for you. You know, one time him and his wife had a house together. She moved out. So things is like really getting bad. Moved out, she was doing her. He said, man, I don't care about her, I just want to be with you, I love you. So he was like, man, I want you to come up here. So you guys too, he's not from where I'm from. So he's from another state, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I said like the whole online dating thing. He's from another state, all right? So he was like, man, I want you to come up here with me. I'll pay you a plane ticket. Just come with me. Come just stay with me. I love you. I want you. I'm like, nah, I can't do that. Like, I was finding every excuse in the book not to come, you know, go with him. So, you know, and he was like, man, I need you. And all this other crap. So look, he was to the point, he was so depressed, okay? So depressed to the point that that depression could have killed him. He was in a major mood of just not wanting to live. I'm not saying he was suicidal. He just like that depression stage just makes you depressed. And I was like, man, I got to go. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I had caught feelings for him. I was in love with this man. I was like, I can't do this. I can't like leave this man over here miserable, knowing that his wife is doing bad things to him. and he's getting played and he's hurting, and I'm over here trying to, you know, I really do love him and like him. I can't do that. So you guys, I took the offer. I went down to Noom. Ooh, I was about to spill the tea, honey. Let me go back. I went down there with him. All right, I was planning. So how it was set up, you guys, I was supposed to live with him. So I packed all my stuff. He wanted me to live. He didn't want me to like stay temporarily. He wanted me to permanently move down there. You know what I'm saying? I can live with him. I was gonna find a job, go to school down there, and just be, you know, be with him forever. A fairy tale style. That's what I thought, right? And that's what he wanted, right? So I was like, yeah, I'm going. I'm not gonna let anything stop me. You guys, it was like, I wouldn't say it was like the worst decision of my life, but I think the only thing that I could, if I would have done something differently, it would have been reverse back the hands of time and let him know who I am, right? Because at the end of the day, he was a great guy. Not he was a great person, a great guy. I actually learned a lot from him, and to be honest with you guys, he actually molded me into the person I am today. You know, most of my knowledge I got from him. So it's just like, man, you know. But so I went down there, you guys, and things did not turn out like I thought it would turn out. Okay. I got there. He was like, you catfished me. I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't catfish you. He's like, yo, you catfished me. I'm like, no, I didn't. So as we're driving on his way to his house, you know how you like, okay, so for transgender individuals, the term clock. Okay, when a person clocks, she's like looking you up and down, like, meaning that they can tell, I won't say they can tell, but they're suspicious, or they have some type of feeling that you not who you say you are. That's the type of look he was giving me. I was like, oh my God, like, what the fuck did I do? Like, I'm a bit like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? Like, why did I come down here with this man and not tell him who I was? Right? So, you know, I stayed down with him, and he was just like questioning me on a lot of stuff, you guys. And of course, he wanted to have sex. I couldn't have sex with him. And it was just like, oh my God, like my heart is beeping, thumping, like what the hell I'm gonna do? I packed all my clothes, you guys, just to stay with this guy. And like when I got down there, he was like very aggressive. Like he was very aggressive. And I think the reason being is because he felt something was off. I'm sorry, you guys. He felt something was off. Right? So like I sat down there like a total of like 2 weeks before everything turned left. It went sour. He was like, you know, guys want sex, right? He was like, man, why you ain't having sex with me? What's going on? I was lying. I'm like I'm on my period. No one damn well I ain't had no period. He was like, nah, something ain't right. So he kept on walking back and forth from his house side to side. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like so nervous. He was like, take off your clothes. I'm like, no. He's like, take off your clothes. I'm like, no. I was like, no, I'm on my period. I'm bleeding really, really bad. He was like, do you need to let me know something? I'm like, no, I do not. He was like, man, he was cursing at me. Don't effing play with me. Do not effing play with me. Do you need to let me know something? I was like, no, but I want to go home, and I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to go back to my state and just, yeah, I'm ready to go home. He was like, man, yeah, you about to get the hell up out of here, man. Nah, you about to go. You know, he was just like going ham. You about to go. You about to get the hell up out of here. So I'm just like thinking, my man, oh my God, like, oh my God. Like, I'm seeing like the rage in his eyes. I'm like, oh my God, God, please, I'm so sorry. I would never do this again. Please don't let this man hurt me. Please don't let him do anything to me. He was like mad. When I say super mad, he was angry. Like he could have killed me, you guys. He could have killed me. He could have taken my life. And I'm just thinking like, oh, I'm just praying to God in my mind, like, please God, please don't let anything happen to me. I am so sorry. I would never do this again. I'm going to let anyone from now on, I'm going to let anyone know who I am. Okay? So after we got into like that little argument of him telling me to take my pants off and we're like going back at each other, I'm like, I'm ready to go. The next day, he dropped me off at the airport. Okay, I went back to Chicago. So you guys, look, you guys, I'm telling this story because I don't want anything to happen to none of you guys, none of my transgender individuals, or, you know, because it's real out here. It's really weird. Well, real. I could have seriously end up being murdered, killed, harmed, like, because I sit up here and I lied to this man, and that is a big lie to me. You know what I'm saying? If you were born something and you don't let the next person know who you are, then I think it's just like, man, especially a guy. So it was a valuable lesson. It was a valuable lesson because, you guys, he was such a great person. Like, he was a great person. And like I mentioned before, I learned so many things from him. And I ended up losing a great friend. He was like, he was a good friend. I ended up losing a great friend. So months, years passed, right? He eventually found out who I was. How is because YouTube. You know, I'm doing my story on YouTube, and the reason why I want to do my story on YouTube, you guys, because I want to be real with everyone. Like, I want to be myself. I don't want to have to hide who I am because a person may not like me because I'm transgender. No, I don't want to be able to. I want to be able to walk the streets. I want to be able to go out with people. I want to be able to have a guy to love. I want to be able to have things in my life that normal people have, and I don't want to get emotional because sometimes it is emotional. You know, sometimes it is kind of, it's a sensitive subject because it's like when you're trans, it's like it's certain things that you cannot do. And I just want to be normal. That's all. I want to be normal. I want to have a life. I want to have friends and family. I want to have a family of my own one day, hopefully. So yeah. So like, you guys, like I said before, if you get into in a relationship with a guy or girl, whatever the case may be, just let people know who you are. Be authentic, be real. Like I said, the true happiness comes within yourself, and that is so true. Ever since I've been able to love me and focus on me, I have been just like better at life itself. Like I said, I learned a valuable lesson. I don't think that I would ever sit here and lie to anyone else in my life about who I am, because it's not worth it. It's not worth putting yourself through all that heartache, headache, pain, suffering, and it's not worth losing your life over, period. So you guys, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, don't forget, you guys, to please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I really appreciate all my supporters so far, all the people who has been sharing my video. I really do appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Like, words cannot express how I really feel. All right, you guys, a bad bitch is out. Until next time, deuce.